Start trading crypto today. Sign up for our step-by-step video series to get set up with the best trading tools, start analyzing charts, enter and exit a trade properly, and most importantly, see if crypto trading is right for you. Join us at bitlabacademy.com.
Welcome to Rice TV X. You've just tuned in for the newest episode of the Rice Crypto Show. And today, I am joined by the hosts of Sin City Crypto, Robin and David. I invited them on for a YouTube content creator spotlight so that we can learn more about them, their YouTube channel, and what they're doing in the cryptocurrency space. Before we get into it, visit ricetvx.com and sign up for my mailing list so you never miss an update or new Rice TVX content. You will also find my various social media links and more. You can also find Rice TVX on Odyssey and Library, where I have a full catalog of my videos, post up extra content, and share other appearances. And you can also find Rice TVX on BitChute. I will include links in the video description for everything I just mentioned, as well as everything shared on today's video. All right, joining me on today's show for this YouTube content creator spotlight are the co-host of Sin City Crypto. I am joined by Robin and David. Welcome to the show, gentlemen. Robin, first, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great, man. Thank you so much for hosting us, man. We were big fans of the channel. I know we've been on Around the Blockchain before, so that's kind of where we linked up originally. But excited to be here. Thanks for hosting us.
Awesome, man. And I really appreciate you guys accepting the invitation. What about you, David?
Just to echo what Robin said, what you're doing for, other YouTubers and content creators. And I think it's important during these down times in the market to show unity across the board. And so collaborating with other content creators like yourselves is something we enjoy doing. And just like what Robin said, thank you for having us.
We've also seen a couple or a few YouTube channels kind of go by the wayside, and we've seen some of the content creators leave the space as well, not just the retail investor. So and I think now, as you mentioned, is probably the best time to kind of stick together, especially if you believe in this long term. I believe in crypto long term, but I also believe in the crypto entertainment and information side, which we broadcast on YouTube and other platforms as well. So yeah, we're excited to be here, man.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And really, what you guys both said really made me think more of like one of the things of community building. So channels like ourselves that collaborate and become guests on each other's channels. And the more that we do that, we're kind of creating a safe community network so that people aren't being led astray by content creators that are just doing pump and dump kind of situations. Because generally speaking, anybody that goes on Around the Blockchain, they're going to vet, make sure that they're good people. And, when it comes to that, I want to connect with good people in the cryptocurrency community because it just brings more solidity to what we do. And I think backs up and verifies each other. And then the fact that we're all kind of doing something a little different. We're all different individuals, so we get to reach different types of demographics and audiences. So collectively, together, we get to reach more people. That's the way I look at it.
And on top of that, just bringing other people's viewpoints to your community, I think you'd be doing a disservice if you weren't doing that. So
yeah, I think a lot of people get stuck in watching the same creator over and over again, and whether or not it's YouTube or it's your news source, whether it's like like the internet feeds, like a Cointelegraph or something of that nature, I really need to broaden your horizons when it comes to research and information. We wouldn't expect anyone to just watch Sin City Crypto or, any channel for that or any one source. Is that, you do get into these little echo chambers where you might not realize it. And I think the biggest event that happened lately was with Terra Luna. if you look at that, there was a lot of warning signs out there on the Terra Luna project. And, if you were stuck in the circles of the Super Bowls of the Terra Luna projects, those little mishaps and those warning signs that were there front and center were never shown because it wasn't favorable for that creator or that news source to cover that, because that went against the channel's narrative. So no matter who it is, even Bitcoin, I know a lot of people get stuck into the Bitcoin. We talk about maxis a lot, but I think it's pretty important for Bitcoin, Ethereum, no matter how big or strong you think of the project is, to get outside perspective and see what's going on in the space.
No, I agree. And one of the things I like to do also is, in different situations, bring on somebody that has an opposing view so that I can challenge what I think I might know to solidify what we know. Because you always have to be, especially in the cryptocurrency space, you always have to be in this position to keep your mind open to new possibilities. And I've said that a couple times on Around the Blockchain. What I might say this week, I may not agree with next week, because I may receive new information that helps me to change my decision about what I might have spoken about. So, I think that that's really important too, as far as growing. And speaking of growing, I do these, like I was telling you guys before we started recording, I do these YouTube spotlights as a way to kind of also give back for the people that have been helping me, because since January of 2018, I've had a lot of different content creators with bigger channels help me out. And I don't feel like I would have gotten the growth that I have, even though it's really slow, but very grassroots. But I don't feel like I would have gotten it had it not been for other content creators as well. So it serves as a good purpose of kind of paying it forward, backwards, all the way around. At the same time, I get to have some really good conversations. And like I was telling both of you guys, I want to bring you on for more discussion, some roundtable type conversations with other content creators and other guests. And I don't really want to have people introducing themselves in those formats. And I really do like what you guys are doing. I was introduced to you through ATB, through Around the Blockchain. And then Sean from New World Crypto TV, which is a channel getting ready to launch. I'm going to be bringing him on for a spotlight once he gets the channel launched. But he was working with you guys in some capacity or helping to promote you guys. And so I paid a little bit more attention. And then I reached out to you guys and said, I think we did that episode of ATB together, me and you, Robin. And I said, come on my channel. And we made it happen. So here you guys are. And the other thing I want to let people know is I'm going to have the links down below for everything that we talk about. So I encourage people, if you guys will, to go check out Sin City Crypto on YouTube. And if you're not already subscribed, to go over there and subscribe. I'll also have a link for your guys' Twitter account. And then you have a link tree that you have also linked on your Twitter that I'll have in the video description. But I guess I'll start with you, David, since I started with Robin last time. But what I would like to ask you is, when did you get involved in crypto and why? And of course, you have to take a drink right before I ask you.
Yeah. Like, I don't know how long I'm talking for, but so I started paying attention to crypto back in 2016, 2017. I was actually first introduced to Bitcoin by one of my good friends. He showed me his Coinbase account and said, look, Bitcoin's at like, I forget, it was like $4,000 or $5,000 or $6,000. I can't remember. I was like, what the hell is Bitcoin? He's like, dude. And, it goes on this Bitcoin rant. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And then as the boom started happening, 2016 leading up to the end of 2017, I really started paying attention, started dabbling in financially just a little bit. And then the crash happened. And so what most people do is they move away from crypto, or they delete all their apps and kind of put their earmuffs on, because they don't want to be reminded of the pain of their portfolio being down 80-90%. But for me, it was very intriguing because of the technology. I'm a nerd. I'm a chart guy. I've been doing like options trading and stock market stuff. And so to me, the technology behind crypto and what it could be was very intriguing. So when everyone was leaving the space because the portfolios were down, I was actually studying and learning. And I just kind of fell in love with it. And I started monetarily, heavily investing about a year and a half ago. And then just staying on top of it, doing my research. You get people that would, as the bull market comes back, everyone, your uncle, your grandpa start asking about crypto. And so people would keep coming to me and asking me, hey, what do you think about this? Or why is this happening? Why is that happening? And, after studying it for so long, you kind of have a baseline foundation of information in your head, plus everything that's coming on like at the moment. And so I was able to break things down for people. And they're like, wow, you know your stuff. I'm like, well, I mean, I don't know as much as I'd like to know, but I know, which is kind of what led us to start our channel. That's at least my side of the story.
Okay, cool. What about you, Robin? When did you get involved in crypto and why?
Well, it was I think 2014 I first heard about Bitcoin. I was working here in a restaurant in Las Vegas, and I just remember laughing it off. And the guy was like, "Man, I'm telling you, this is the future, man." And I was like, and I just remember giggling about it. And then during the run up of the bull market in 2016, very similar in timeline to David. Well, when that was when Bitcoin rallied, I think it was from $600 to what was it, like 8,000, right?
Something like that.
So either way, in that time period, all the FOMO, I kind of bought on the way up. Didn't buy quite the top, but pretty close to it. And then obviously watched the portfolio disintegrate. I had all the characteristics of a new investor, sold when I shouldn't have at the bottom, took some losses, wrote off crypto. Then kind of got back into it because I was like, you know what, this is really cool technology. I made some mistakes, but it is what it is. So when I started getting back into the market, me and David were working together at a restaurant again. Oh, well, we were working at a restaurant. So I found myself in a scenario very similar where we were we were the only two degens going on, in crypto. And so we were over here talking about crypto. And the funny thing is that me and David never saw eye to eye when it came to our crypto strategies, and so with that said, we were always arguing, but we were always the go-to information at the restaurant for other would-be investors. So when the rally, when the bull run of 2020 came around, we were already well positioned in the different spots, and everybody kept coming up to us for information, and we were just happy to talk about it. And then we noticed we were arguing all the time, and then we were like, one, I was watching content on YouTube, particularly in crypto, and I thought that the production level was lacking. Not only production, but the quality of the videos as far as the attention to detail on the content that was put into it, the research. And I felt like a lot of people were just mailing it in by just basically reverbing what they hear on other channels. And so I saw a unique opportunity. I was streaming video games. So I had some exposure onto how streaming and YouTube and building videos looked like. But the saturation of content creators over on the video game side is immensely difficult. Like, there's so many people, so many kids that have low webcam and just an Xbox that are out there, they're streaming, which ends up being a competition, whether you'd like it or not. Right. And so it's hard to get discoverable. So I see it as a situation where there's an industry that's not quite as saturated. There's tons of improvement as far as in my eyes, as far as the quality of content. And one funny thing, I know Crypto Face, the maker of Market Cipher.
Market Cipher, yeah, he's cool people.
Yeah, he was out here in Vegas, and I was hanging out with him at a bar.
The funny story.
And
anyway, bars.
Yeah, so we're at a bar, and we're over here just DJing and just gambling money away, having drinks. And I'm like, hey man, you got any advice, bro, for some? I'm like, obviously, he knows his stuff, and I'm like, you got any advice for me in crypto? Like, what do you got, man? Just some heart to heart. And he was just like, hey man, he's like, stop trying to trade the market, and make money in the industry, in essentially. And he brought up the Wells Fargo kind of situation where they sold pickaxes and shovels, which made sense. He's just basically kind of giving me his insight of his perspective and how he made a success in crypto. And there is money to be made in trading, but just in his line of work, he did it in facilitating trading and or a platform that helped trade or give indicators. And so for me, that kind of was the final spark where I was like, you know what? Why don't
about the
I
$100?
Yeah, why don't I do a YouTube channel? Why don't I team up with the guy that I argue with all the time? And what a better time, but at the very top of the when everything about to crash. So.
You got to tell him about the $100.
And then Crypto Face went to the bathroom and left $100 with me. And I just sat there for like, because I'm just a would-be bystander at this point, and he's like, "Here, I'll be right back," and he left $100 in the machine, and I'm like, I waited for like 2 hours. I'm like, I can't just let the money just go away. So, anyways, I cashed it out, and I don't remember what I bought with it, but
a 2-hour bathroom trip.
He never came back. He went to the bathroom and he just never came back.
What happened to him? Did you ever find out?
I asked him.
Can you even say what it is?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he might have, went number 2 and then number 3, 4, 5 happened, So.
Right. I didn't know if he fell in or I don't know, man. Vegas is a weird place. They do call it Sin City.
Right.
That's
but
hilarious.
One last thing though, if you've watched our show before, if you haven't, go check it out. The what we're kind of known for is this back and forth kind of argumentative style. So in the same way that we opened up the show saying that you should have different perspectives from different creators, we try to do the same kind of structure for our content, and it's not at all scripted or anything like that. We just have 2 different investment styles, and one person might be a little bit more hodl, one person might be more leverage, and either way, we end up finding ourselves on opposite ends of opposing viewpoints, and we get pretty adamant and argue back and forth about it. So it's pretty entertaining.
It reminds me of like the idea of the creation of debate crypto. You guys have that same kind of almost duality factor where you have the debates with each other, but have enough commonality to be able to work together, which is cool, man. And one of the things that I was like supremely impressed with you guys, with your videos, was even as a smaller channel, like you were mentioning, the production, your guys' studio and production. I'm like, how can these guys afford something like this? Like it was boggling my mind because I don't have a facility around here that I can rent. I wish I knew some guy to help me run my live stream. And speaking of, I did want to ask you, obviously there is another person involved. Is he involved like as a behind the scenes member of Sin City Crypto, or is he just like a hired hand?
The Don.
No, he is our business partner and producer.
Okay, so he's part of the team.
He's part of the team. We call him we don't call him. The community gave him the nickname the Don. He is Italian, born and raised in Italy, and so he's the Don. He's known as the Don on our channel.
Yeah, we can. We definitely couldn't have scaled the operation as far as production and what we deliver. We set off on this journey with me and David, and we were overcome with difficulties and challenges on running it, just the 2 of us, especially with our grand vision. And Rocco made it possible. The Don came in, stepped in, and he brought a lot of value to what we're creating. I mean, we've had people come into the studio, in-person guests, and the amount of technical development that has to go into incorporating 2 new people on the fly within an hour with the complex software that we use is pretty daunting. So hats off to Rocco. He's actually not in the building right now, so we can make fun of him. He eats a lot of pastries. And he does not know how to drive.
Dry cappuccinos.
And he's not a man of a good he doesn't have American driver's license.
And he doesn't drink his frappuccinos. He eats them with a spoon.
He eats his frappuccinos. Well, I mean, it's cool. I mean, and I figured there was another person involved, that it wasn't just the 2 of you, but I wanted to kind of get like a really good glimpse as to what makes this whole thing tick, because I've worked for years, not like when I started my channel, man, I had And when you talk about difficulties, I was using a laptop that I was using the camera and the microphone from the laptop to record my videos because I was procrastinating. I would have started my channel probably summer of 2017. I think I ended up like starting it officially like having a channel on YouTube without videos somewhere around like October of 2017. But I was procrastinating. I was like, I need to get this, I need to get that. And oddly enough, I guess the YouTube algorithm was listening to me and it suggested a video from PewDiePie. And I don't watch PewDiePie content, but I watched this one particular video where he was talking about future content creators and just said, learn as you go. Just start it and learn as you go. And that's kind of what I did. So as I could, I started to, improve. Microphone, had a subscriber donate a microphone. I bought a camera, upgraded a computer, started learning more about video production. Now I got lights and shit, and it's like things are getting more professional. And then I look at you guys and I'm like, fuck, man, look at what these guys are doing.
Look, we're very fortunate in, we had really good paying jobs. And so, I know Robin personally sold some cryptocurrency to
I bought Cardano at the bottom of the 2018, and we launched our channel in January. So just put in perspective where most of my selling went off. I wasn't trying to exit because I didn't believe in the project. I just needed capital for this place. So turned a pretty good profit. So for the startup cost, a lot of it came out of my portfolio. So
for me, I had to cancel a couple Disneyland trips that I had to sit my kids down and explain to them why we're canceling this trip and we're going to make another one in 4 years. No, it definitely takes a lot of sacrifice, but I mean, like I don't think anyone can do it without a little bit of help, whether it's help from your peers, whether it's help from someone who's in a better position than you are. I mean, we were lucky enough to through someone we worked with, he knew someone who had empty office space, and so they were kind enough to let us come in here. They let us rent this place out rent free for a few months just to kind of get us up and going. And so it's people like that who extend a hand and help you out. That kind of help.
Awesome.
Yeah. And so, whether it's what you're doing and highlighting other YouTube content creators, or whether it's people who literally have no idea who you are and just see your drive and aspirations and believe in you. One of my favorite people, his name is Forrest, and he runs the Crypto Stackers YouTube channel.
Wasn't he on your show yesterday?
He comes on our show every Friday, and this guy.
So maybe it wasn't yesterday's show. It was a replay.
We patched him in yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay. I did catch it briefly.
We do a special segment with him on Mondays, but he comes on live on Fridays. But and I told this to him in person when we were down in Atlanta. I said, you believed in us when we had 800 subscribers. You committed to coming on our show every Friday. You have a big channel. You were the head of research at Token Metrics. You got so much stuff going on, and you believed in us, man. And that means a lot to me. And so for me, and I know as we get bigger, there's been a lot of people that helped us out. We're going to definitely return the favor as well. And so it's a group effort. I mean, I can't tell you how many times we've had people from our community reach out and say, hey, I want to help you guys grow this channel. Like, look, we can't pay you. They're like, I don't care. I like you guys. I want to help.
I do, also, so right now it's the three of us with Rocco. But I do want to extend, I don't know if they would watch, but we had some people that helped us in the beginning. We had Tim, he helped us with the initial setup. Carl, which was our first producer and business partner. We ended up splitting ways. And then Donnie, he helped us with production as well. And so, without those people, I mean, even though,
Sean and HP
Sean helped us out with research when it came to our projects. And so there's no shortage of people stepping up, regardless if we're in it for the, with us tied to the hip moving forward, doesn't really matter. But we definitely leveraged a lot of people's generosity and help, because at no point in time do we pay anybody because, we're not generating any real substantial revenue.
We're in the red.
So we're just extremely great.
That's been one of my biggest problems with like having, expanding out and getting a team is I'm barely making enough for myself. Like thinking about me having to pay somebody else to help me, which I want to do, isn't exactly feasible, especially in a market like this. Which, I
Yeah.
mean, thankfully, I mean, with my channel specifically, I mean, I branched out. I started doing the 3 different shows. I rebranded from Rice Crypto to Rice TVX since I've started. And now, because of a lot of the controversy I've been dealing with the censorship, because of my other content, I'm thinking about splitting back off and keeping Rice TVX more focused on the crypto blockchain and economic side of things. And then having another channel. But then I'm looking at more work and still not having help, with the possibility of being able to bring in more income from having a second channel. So I'm trying to work my way through it. And there's been some people that have helped out, and I definitely greatly appreciate the people that have, offered their time. I'm just one of these people that kind of, it sucks. I mean, I probably need to take more, I need to accept people's help more, but feel bad that people are doing something for me for free, in a sense.
We're
So
just
I try not to
upfront,
take
like,
advantage.
we're just upfront, like, hey, look, we can't pay you. We don't know when we're going to be able to pay you. But if you want to help us out, man, and we start making money, you're still around, we will definitely.
We also are pretty. We kind of wear ourselves on our sleeves, so it's not like we're nice up front or whatever. We're pretty transparent, and I think people see the vision the same way that you might invest in a speculative crypto token, but you understand that the fundamentals and what's behind it, and the team might, has a good background and good vision. You might tie yourself to the hip to it, and I think a lot of people have that same mentality. We see people, we have Kyler, he was joining us today. So we have a new potential intern. We have another guy named Matt. We just launched a play to earn video segment, which we'll be launching every 2 weeks, perhaps every week here, if we can get this thing, the production going a little faster. So we have people in our space that identify the potential in our channel. So that's it makes, because sometimes you question yourself, right?
Yeah.
It's not, and so when you do this, we just actually started our channel a year ago. We had our birthday on YouTube like last week, I think it was.
Yeah.
And so, we started off in a loft in my house, and then moved in here about 2-3 months later. Yeah, I mean, people just come in, and I think they just see the potential, and it's rewarding to me because, as I said, sometimes you get a little discouraged, and then you get somebody that wanders in and they're all wide-eyed, and they're just like, they want to be part of it, even if it isn't in receiving a salary. They're like, hey, would love to join you. Can I help you somewhere? And then, I think they believe in the long-term vision the same way that we do. So
I love it, man. I love it. And I mean, it just goes to show, like, just the whole community, is a really good thing. Like, there's no competition really when it comes to the people that you can see that are working together. That's the thing about bringing on other guests. I look at it as we all complement one another, and again, I really like what you guys are doing.
Here's the thing too. If you're afraid to bring other content creators on because you think your community is going to leave you for them, then then maybe you should step your game up, because I look at it as, having a large community that depends on you for information. I want to bring other viewpoints in. I want to bring someone who's got 1, 2, 3 million subscribers, who's an absolute machine. And it's kind of like, raising kids. The ones that shield their kids from everything growing up, guess what? Those kids are the ones that rebel the most. But if you teach them right from wrong, and you just, because whether you want them to or not, they will find that content one day. And so for us, it's like, hey man, if we can bring on the absolute gold standard of cryptocurrency knowledge, and we're not going to sit here and say, well, what if they leave us and go to this other person? We don't care. If we're that bad that people decide to completely leave us to go for another channel, that's something we deserve.
No, I feel you, man. But I definitely think that most people who watch crypto content aren't generally like a maximalist for a specific channel. I think that there are many people that get stuck in a rut with a few, but you definitely need to get as many viewpoints as you can. So
100%.
for people that are, you know, have never checked out Sun City Crypto that are watching this video, what, and I guess you guys can decide who can answer this the best between the two of you, but what can people expect to find as far as content from what you guys are putting out?
I guess I'll take it. So we're trying to bring, and we've touched on this several times, and that's for us the most important is the value of the content, visually, audio, the content, the way it's delivered. You know, we take an hour and a half live stream and we break it down into segments. We brainstorm. How's it going to look? Where's it going to fall? We're trying to elevate each part of that diagram, each part. And so we start our research the night before, and we highlight articles that we want to talk about. And before I go to bed, David's got them lined up. David's our content and research guy, and he's the storyboarder. So he puts everything together. We put it on a shared drive. Before I go to bed, I'm the graphic design, the video, the tech guy. And so I start putting it into different programs to make it look aesthetically as pleasing as possible with images. And then we come in, we see if there's any breaking news. We get here hours before we start. And we lay all of this out. We plan it out with accuracy and precision, because if there's anything you'll learn about a successful business is with structure, planning, goals, and just drive. And that's where we're at on the pre-production. And then we get into the production. And the funnest part is that, one, we are arguing, but two, is that we engage with the audience. We probably have, and I will put our community toe to toe anybody else. Percentage wise, our community is vibrant. Our community, our chat, you can go to anybody else's live stream and we go to toe to anybody, 1 million+ subscribers. Like, our chat is just rolling, all day. It's just nonstop. We have our memberships for, the YouTube memberships is up in the 90%. Paid memberships, 90%. And for the people that are in our chat. And for where we're at on percentage wise, we have a huge retention on live view. And those numbers are just analytics. They don't really mean nothing at face value. But what it tells you is that people are here to stay. And why are they here to stay? Because of what we did pre-show, all the planning, all the work, and then we deliver. And then we argue. And
I like the delivering, though. I mean, you guys definitely do. And I mean, I appreciate you taking the time to break it down and explain a little bit of the behind the scenes and how much work you guys are doing.
Yeah. So the short version of that is we are an entertainment focused cryptocurrency channel where we take the old, boring, and stale information and we package it up in a fun and sexy way. That is the short version.
The spiel that you guys repeat over and over and over again?
That's Robin's part of his intro. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true, though, man.
You stole Robin's line?
Well, kind of.
He did.
Robin, his sentences are a little longer than mine.
Robin got robbed.
And then we complement each other very well in that sense. Is sometimes when I go off on long tangents, he kind of pops in, and then vice versa as well. But, being in the entertainment capital of the world, we're and coming from the customer service restaurant industry, I mean, the amount of people that you meet and interact with and talk to and listen to and find out about, you understand and learn people. You understand and learn what they want, what appeases them, how to look at, their tone or but whatever the case may be. You're essentially been working with people forever. And so for us, it's that those people skills and understanding people, I feel like for me personally, at least, has helped me a lot during the show and to be able to interact with our community and to really grow it to where it is today.
That makes a lot of sense, man. Makes a lot of sense. So when it comes to, I mean, you guys are obviously a crypto focused channel. So
Yeah.
Robin, I would like to ask you first, like, what are you really excited about with cryptocurrency? Are there any things that you're focusing on, any projects, ecosystems, DeFi, NFTs? Where's your head at?
So I think that's where I vary from the masses. I don't have a go-to project. I think Bitcoin is great. I think Ethereum is great. What excites me more than anything is just the tech at its core value and the trash that we run on right now. The dollar, the fiat, the government influence, the banking system, the savings accounts, the ATM withdrawal fees, all of this crap that we have just became so accustomed to that we find as normal. And the fact that, my wife is Russian, and the fact that, well, right now, it's a tangled mess. In the past, and it just gets worse and worse. In the past, to send money or receive money from her mom in Russia is a nightmare. Even at the best case scenario, you're looking at a 3 to 5 day window for money to transfer over at a minimum of $60 per transaction. And that is with no hiccups. We've had to fax over a marriage certificate because her last name changed, an explanation of why so much money was being sent over for whatever reason. And then, I had my personal failures when it came to my own financial situations growing up. And I got taken advantage of by the banks. And I got feed to death, overdraft, closed checking accounts. And yes, there was some irresponsibility on my end, but man, did I get punished for my irresponsibilities. And it set me back 8 years, man. It took me forever to build back this credit thing that, it's another piece of the puzzle. So for me, I look at crypto as a remedy to this. And people always say Bitcoin fixes that. Sure, Bitcoin, but you can replace that word Bitcoin with Ethereum, with Cardano, with Binance, crypto in general, and forward-thinking technology that removes the middleman and removes the politics away from just banking yourself. We have the technology now. Most everybody has cell phones in their pockets. This is 100% capable from top to bottom to bank yourself and to unplug from the financial system that we have. And the only thing that's stopping us now, well, a couple of things, but predominantly it's the development of the technology and getting it to the place to where it's scalable and usable for billions of people. And then 2 is just to get more people plugged into the system. And the more people that come into the community, then the faster this transition will happen. And so if I can get in front of the camera and I can convince 2, 3, or 4 or 5 more people to get rid of the stupid banks that we run on now and to get away from that system and to plug into something that's fundamentally better, then I'm behind it. And whether or not it's Ethereum or Cardano, I could care less. But whatever it is, as long as it's not a pump and dump, it's not some scam crap. If it's fundamental technology that we can use later on, that's what excites me.
Okay, cool. I love it. I mean, I have a lot of same viewpoints as well. What about you, Mr. David?
For me, it's the majority is 2 things: transparency and a level playing field. And so, as far as transparency, with everything being on the blockchain, everything is there for everyone to see. And so when you come across issues now where you have no idea where money's flowing, or take, for example, I don't know, child support, whatever the case may be, everything on the blockchain is transparent. And then the last thing, and this is why Cardano is one of my favorite projects, is leveling the playing field for people who don't enjoy the same things we're able to enjoy here in the US, like a bank account. And so you see all these people in Africa who just are crippled because there's no banking system. There's no identity system. And so what Cardano is doing out there, and I know this is going to take a long time, but That to me is exciting. And so, you know, and I'll be a little more specific, you know, some of my favorite projects, I love the Cardano ecosystem, obviously Ethereum. I really like Polygon. I know this
Is
whole
that why you got a purple background? Okay.
this whole ESG thing. I know I think it's horse crap. I know a lot of people do, but
Yeah, I'm a
this
big
is
fan of saying it's bullshit.
this is the arena we're in. And if you can't change the game, you got to understand how the game works, and you got to understand how to play in the arena. And so Polygon has done that. They went net carbon zero net emissions, whatever, however you word it. And so you see an influx of these large corporations leveraging Polygon, and then also the Flow blockchain. I've recently dug deep into Flow, their tokenomics, their partnerships, and that's something that excites me. And, you know, a lot of people see, you know, these companies from traditional, you know, whether it's traditional finance or just these enterprises from the traditional world coming into blockchain and crypto. And like, well, we don't want them to take over. Well, guess what? If you want crypto to be accepted on a global level and to be integrated into everyone's lives, not just us degens here, you're going to need stuff like that. You're going to need it. And so couple that with the blockchain being transparent, open source is the ethos of crypto. I think the future is amazing. What I would tell people is, you know, because every time Bitcoin dips, especially, you know, back in May, June, July of this year, look, dude, you want something you can put your money in and 10x fast. You can try to throw a dart at the wall and hit something in crypto. Or if you believe and understand the technology, it's something that you're going to put your money in. You're going to come to make money. You're going to stay because of what crypto can do.
Yeah, it's kind of like getting into it for the change, like the cha-ching change, but then realizing you really got in it for the change that this technology can bring to the world.
Yeah, that's a great statement.
Yeah, I'm not in for the cha-ching change. I'm in it for the change. Because yeah, and I've said that many times, man. When I first got involved in crypto, I mean, I got into it thinking that I was going to get rich, and made some really poor mistakes back in 2017, and learned from those mistakes, and just kept moving forward. So,
we've all done that.
What's that?
I think we've all been there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it sucks to say this, but I've said it quite often, is most people who get involved in crypto need to make some sort of mistake. I hope it's not an expensive mistake, just so that they can learn how to take full responsibility for their actions. Because that's the other thing that we don't really talk about with being your own bank, is that you have to put your big boy or your big girl pants on, take the training wheels off the bike, and you have to like handle business yourself.
Well, a mistake doesn't have to stay a mistake. You know, if you lose a lot of money, you make a mistake. As long as you take something away and learn, it now becomes a lesson.
Well said. Well said. Well, again, I'm going to have links for everything we talked about, including your guys' link tree, your Twitter account, which people can follow you at Sin City Crypto 1, and then also your YouTube channel, which I definitely encourage people. You guys are super close to 3,000 subscribers, so I'd love to see you guys cross over soon, man. And I definitely want to have you guys back on the show. I thoroughly enjoyed kind of getting this introduction to what you guys are doing, learning more about you guys and what makes the channel tick. Before we do wrap up, Robin, do you have any final thoughts or anything that you want to add? And then I'll allow for you, David, to give your response.
Yeah, I'll give it short and sweet. Just once again, really thankful for you hosting us. We are big fans of your channel and everything you're doing here with the spotlight on content creators. Yeah, we're just grinding out, man. You know, we're trying to scale our production. So, you know, we don't just do the live streams. We also do we do 5 videos uploaded a day as well. Those are more of a short form content. We have our YouTube shorts as well. We have a gaming play to earn Web3 video that we're putting up a few times a month right now with another gentleman named Matt. So we're excited to have him on the team as well. And then we're also doing street interviews. We actually have one coming up. We got one coming up later this week.
Chris, listen, Chris.
Well, now hold on. Now, if I was to go do a street interview here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, where I live, I'm going to have a hard time really getting somebody that really understands crypto. I've been to Vegas, and a lot of people understand what cryptocurrency is. So you guys don't wouldn't look as bad, and you guys would actually have people to actually have quality interviews with on the street. I just wanted to add that. You're lucky to be where you're at.
Amen to that. And a big thank you to DZ from BitBoy, who kind of brought this up and said, hey, man, this sounds like a good idea. I'm like, you're absolutely right. So he kind of inspired us to do this. But when was the last time you walked on the Las Vegas Strip on a Friday night at 1 a.m.
with a bright ass camera with you know, one of those big lights on the top of a camera on top of a gimbal with microphone in hand, talking to drunk people?
Just imagine the content that's gonna. I mean, we are stoked, and our first episode's coming out this Saturday.
It's probably going to be a lot of editing, I'm sure.
Oh yeah,
especially if you're trying to keep it somewhat tame for the YouTube overlords and the algorithm,
right? The YouTube overlords.
but at the same time, at 1 o'clock in the morning, any given night in Vegas, I expect to see shit like that.
Yeah,
I see people trying to round you up and take you to strip clubs. That seems to be a thing. Hey, we're going to round you up. We're going to give you free tickets. We're going to take you to the strip club, because everybody in Vegas gets paid for everything. Like the Uber drivers, they've got it made, because they get paid to do the Uber job. And then plus they get to make all the perks, like whether they take somebody to a casino, to a titty bar, to a dispensary, whatever the situation might be, they get a cut, some kind of pay. Vegas looks out for its own.
We tip everybody.
Creature.
Literally, you go to the gas station and says, select your tip. Like, what?
Yeah, I remember I was at the deli stand at a local grocery store, and I tried to give the guy $20. He was like, I can't take that. He's like, I'll get fired. I'm like,
okay. Sorry. That sucks, dude.
Yeah, that's funny.
Well, did I give you? I kind of got lost there, David. Did you respond with your final thoughts?
No, for me, you know, just
you did. Sorry.
No, you're good. Just the final thoughts. Like for me, it's
lost.
my love. It's my love for crypto. It's literally what I enjoy doing, and for me to be able to share my knowledge and research with our community is something that I really enjoy doing. And you can see the passion, but not just from me, but from Robin as well. And I think that passion trickles down to our community. So if you're watching out there, it's okay to be subscribed to multiple channels. It's okay to be subscribed to Rice TV and Sin City Crypto.
You forgot to tell me your favorite thing, though. It's this like button sign right here. That's right. David's favorite prop.
So what I'll end it at this.
That reminds me of like some really cheesy Carrot Top.
It is very cheesy. It's very cheesy. Robin is also, he likes cheese on his burgers too. No, in all seriousness though, come check us out. We have a lot of fun. We do a live show Monday through Friday at 10:30 a.m. Pacific time. We're engaged with our community. Our community is badass. They are so interactive with each other, supporting each other. So we love it. We'd love for you to come be a part of it. You can be part of multiple communities. So we'd love for you to come.
We'd love to have you on our channel too.
Yeah, we look forward to bringing you on. Also, before you sign off, I have one very, very important question, Mr. Rice.
Here it is.
What are your thoughts on barbecue chicken pizza?
I actually like barbecue chicken pizza, because I have a problem with red sauce because I don't have a gallbladder. So sometimes I have acidic issues when it comes to tomato based. So I've even had a BLT pizza that had kind of like a mayonnaise base. I love pineapples on pizza as well. I'm a huge proponent of pineapples and bacon, or pineapples and chicken. I don't like to go with pineapples and ham.
I love a BLT though. BLTs are super good.
So barbecue chicken pizza, just to clarify, you like barbecue chicken pizza?
Yes, and also barbecue itself is like a big thing here in North Carolina. Not that I'm born and raised in North Carolina, but it's sacrilegious to talk negatively about barbecue in North Carolina. I might actually get lynched. I don't know. Somebody might drag me behind a truck.
As we brought up earlier, our producer and business partner Rocco, he is Italian. So when we went out to eat, this is how it all started.
You should have seen his face when I ordered a barbecue chicken pizza. He looked at me like he was going to strangle me with tooth floss. He was like, "You don't put barbecue on pizza. What are you doing?"
He sounds like one of the Super Mario Brothers.
Dude, he is like legit from Italy. Such a
That's
cool
awesome.
guy. Yeah, he drinks coffee and pastries every single day, so we know it's real.
That's right.
Word up. Well, so I'm assuming that Robin doesn't like barbecue chicken pizza.
Robin and Rocco are barbecue chicken pizza
No,
haters.
it's like what are y'all
Okay.
doing? Like, go buy
Are you
barbecue.
like a traditionalist? It's got to be like red sauce and like very like New
No,
York
you know,
He's just a
style.
weirdo.
I'm versatile. You know, I can go with the deep dish, the thin crust, the regular hand
about
toss.
pineapple?
Yeah, what about
pineapple?
pineapple's good. Pineapple's
Okay.
good. I like
Pineapple's
bacon.
good, but barbecue chicken
You know,
pizza is the devil.
Yeah, I realized that Canadian bacon
With
is
pineapple, it's even better.
Barbecue chicken pizza with pineapple?
Oh,
What? Is that some alpha right there? Guess what I'm eating for dinner tonight?
Yeah.
Nah,
bring
thank you
it,
so much
bring it
for
to the
having
studio tomorrow. No, it's all good, man. And I look forward to coming on your guys' channel, and I look forward to having you guys back on.
we'll have you here in studio too when you come out to Vegas.
Yeah, we got to plan that because it's going to be a weekend. So I think if I get there the day before the Thursday, I should have time, and then potentially that Friday, depending on the events. So there's the Litecoin Summit and Coin Agenda. I'll send you guys information if you guys want to try
and
to attend either
you
one.
know, we'll do whatever it takes on our end to make it happen. So we definitely appreciate you and love your content. So we'd love to have share you with our community.
Thank you, man. Well, no, I definitely would love to come see the studio, 100% for sure. So I'll definitely take you up on that offer. And I was actually going to ask before you guys offer it. So I'm glad it worked out.
You don't need to ask. You're more than welcome.
And
Appreciate it,
if you want, I part-time drive people to the strip clubs as well.
No, you don't.
Oh, you're one of those guys?
No, he's not.
Come on, man. Let me.
You told me $20. I'll take you to the best one in town.
Well, fortunately, I mean, I've come out there enough. I've got a good friend of mine that lives out there that I'm going to be crashing at his place. He lives right off the strip and stuff. So you guys might know him if you're connected up in the communities. Gentleman by the name of Mike goes by Life Size Box. I'm not sure. If you're not familiar, I'm going to introduce you guys because he does meetups and stuff out there. There's a guy named Jim Blasco who's a friend of mine.
Yeah,
he's involved in some of the meetups.
Yeah.
Okay.
He runs the crypto meetups out here.
So then you may have crossed paths with Mike and not realized that you actually talked with him. So, but again, if you guys just bear with me real quick, just going to do the wrap up of the video. Again, everything that we talked about today is going to be linked down below. Make sure you guys head over to Sin City Crypto on YouTube and hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed. And again, everything we talked about is going to be linked down in the video description. Make sure you subscribe to Rice TVX, and I will leave you with this. I encourage you to be a blessing to others. Treat people how you want to be treated. Be the change that you specifically want to see in this world. Set that example. Practice change. Much love.